Welcome back to another episode of the Rose Motion TV podcast. I am your host, Malik, aka Malachi Motion, and today we have the beautiful, talented, amazing singer, songwriter, producer, video editor, and my girlfriend, Jamie Rose. Welcome.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm good, baby. How you doing?
Not too bad. You know, it's kind of a different style of podcast because, well, we're romantically involved, let's say.
A little different.
But I figured this would be a great way to kind of talk about some things that maybe I don't know or like other people might not know. So let's start with just kind of an interesting question. Can you take us back to when you first started to really connect with music? When was that for you?
Just like road trips, going to Agnes Water was like the first time I really started to get into albums. Like The Cat Empire and Jack Johnson, and just chucking it on the shuffle on is it shuffle, the one,
the little guy
that doesn't have a screen?
Yeah. Doesn't that hold like 20 songs or
60
something?
maybe?
I think
I
my
don't
first
know.
MP3 player that I had held 50 songs. I think half of them were Green Day.
Yeah, it was
Green Day and Weezer.
a cutthroat selection process. So that was really fun. And I just remember, playlisting and like making my playlist really good.
Yeah.
But when I first really connected was writing, obviously, and that was during high school. It was a very like dark time for quite a lot of teens, as you know.
High school's not fun.
No, it's not great. It's not
I feel like if you're
time.
having fun, if you're having too much fun in high school, chances are your adult life isn't going to be great.
Yeah. I think everybody goes through something as a teenager, and I think we really connect with music. It speaks to us, and I went through just metal and R&B and hip hop, and when I started writing too, I started learning on my dad's guitar. So that was like, it was just all kind of connected.
So was guitar like the first instrument that you were playing, or was it vocals? Like, how did you get it? Like, what instrument did you start out playing?
Piano.
Okay.
Grade 2.
So were you playing like Mozart or Beethoven? Like, what were you rocking?
I was playing like a soundtrack from Twilight.
Okay.
And
They pulled you out of school for Twilight?
it was still in school, so it was cool. And then I started learning like just Beyonce and just trying to always sing with the instrument that I was playing, trying to incorporate that.
Yeah. Well, taking us back to your childhood, because a lot of our viewers are in North America, can you explain kind of like the differences between Australia, where you're from, and maybe what you've seen in North America, Canada, and the States?
The biggest thing is like primary school and high school, and then you guys have middle school.
Actually, only some places have middle school. Like, I know,
Still trying to wrap my head around
it's
that.
very confusing. Some provinces, or I don't even know if it's provinces or cities, but basically some school districts will have kindergarten to grade 6. I think it's kind of similar to you, or 7, and then high school. But for me, I did kindergarten to grade 5, then middle school, and then high school. So you went to like when did you actually start school? Like kindergarten, like 5 years old, 4 years old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grade 1 was 7 years old, I believe. Are you 7 in grade 1? I'm terrible with this type of stuff.
I wasn't, but...
How old were you? 5?
Well, I have a late birthday.
Oh, okay.
So I started technically school when I was 4 in kindergarten. And then grade 1 I'm like 5, 6 is kind of where we're at. But it could be different just because of when you guys start your school year as well. Actually, that's kind of an interesting question. So when do you start? Like, when in the year do you start? Because we start in September.
Yeah, we start January.
Oh, so you go
That's
for Christmas
so
and then
weird.
you go new class after Christmas.
Yeah, so it'll be October, November is when you end school. You get your 2 months off for summer, which is December, Jan, and then sometime in Jan, at the end of Jan, I think you start back in the next year of school.
Oh, crazy.
So it's like, yeah, that was pretty cool. So that's definitely one of the weirdest things I've noticed. Definitely like getting to know your family and your little cousins, and it's like, what the hell is middle school, kid? Like, what is that?
Personally, I don't think it's a terrible idea, just because you have, I don't know, in a way, I think it's good to kind of separate kids
Okay.
Because, I mean, when you're in grade 6, like when I remember I was in grade 6, for example, I was still playing like tag, hide and go seek tag. But then if you're in the same school with high schoolers, you know,
That's
thinking
true.
about, you know, like adult things,
Yeah.
what you're going to do with your life, you know, you're not even through puberty in grade 6. So it's kind of intense to kind of have them in the same school. But I don't know. They all have their different reasons.
My school was different too because it's so kindergarten, childcare, kindergarten, primary school, and high school are all a part of the same like location. It's all on the same property or whatever it is. So there was like a high school section and a primary school section, and you would kind of like hang in between sometimes where the tuck shop is or the canteen.
What's a canteen?
Like lunch money, and you go and buy stuff like
cafeteria.
Yeah.
Was yours outside or something?
No.
I don't know. It just sounds like it should be outside. How you're saying
Yeah,
it.
I guess everything in Australia feels like you're outside.
It's the shop.
Tuck shop, yeah, and you would go with your little brown paper bag, and you would kind of hang out, and that's where you would grab your food. But you would see the high schoolers, and you'd be like, "Oh my god," because there's a different uniform too.
Okay, tell us about uniforms because we don't do that. Well, some people do, but it's only like I know that Australia is pretty religious, but in Canada, all public schools are just whatever you want. It's only really the Catholic schools, Christian schools maybe that I see.
So you wore whatever you wanted to school? Yeah,
I mean, the majority of the people I knew a couple of people like through basketball and stuff that went to like Christian schools.
Yeah.
So I like Christian Catholic schools, and then they had uniforms, but that was kind of our distinction. It was like for religious reasons almost.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for education reasons.
Yeah, I guess
can you just explain the get-up that you had to have? I find it interesting.
It was really funny because nobody liked a uniform. Like I think we got one or two free dress days a year where we could just like go crazy.
And you can go to school with it?
Yeah. We used to joke that our uniform, it's like we were wearing a tea towel because it was like this maroon pink striped, you know, the classic tea towels that you have.
Tea towels.
A tea towel, like a kitchen towel, we're still struggling with this type of stuff, really?
Known each other for quite some time.
What's in the kitchen? Like, what do you call that?
Like dish towel? Like, towel? Rag?
Kitchen rag or something? Kitchen cloth? That's crazy. Yeah, so we used to call it like a big tea towel. And then I actually changed schools in high school. And then I kind of upgraded from a tea towel to a circus tent, and I was wearing this huge, just big skirt that you're supposed to have below your knees, but all the girls would like roll it up.
This was hyperbole. You don't actually mean.
No. That's what we used to call it. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now I'm completely lost.
And that was weird. And then on like PE days, we had to change uniform. So we had to bring our sports uniform to school when we had the class change into the sports uniform. Yeah, and we would get in trouble if we were wearing the regular school uniform hat with the sports hat or vice versa, like a bucket hat.
Yeah.
So we had a Panama and a bucket. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that, like if a ribbon or something wasn't perfectly centered or...
No, if you didn't wear a ribbon in your hair... That was maroon or blue, I think was the other school. Let's just say I spent a lot of time in detention for stupid stuff.
It's a reckless child.
Reckless.
What was like growing up like? Like what was home life like?
It was chaotic.
Okay.
It was.
How so?
It was a little rocky, a little rough. I won't go too deep into it, but
fair enough.
But there was just a lot of just mental health issues. And they it took a toll. I mean, I'm on the other side of the world now living, so kind of speaks for itself.
Fair enough. How do you think that, because I mean, I think a lot of people go through mental health issues or chaotic childhoods, but then it drives them into these talents. So it's like, how do you think that was music an outlet for you?
Yeah, well, going back on how I first like connected strongly with music, it was definitely a dark time not being able to really have parents that I could go to. So I think I just dove headfirst into the music. I wanted everything to do with it. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to get better at guitar. I wanted to write these beautiful, crazy songs. I was so dedicated to doing shows at all costs, whether that meant like competitions and just putting yourself out there, auditioning. I auditioned to busk in Queen Street Mall.
That's so sick, though. How old were you when you were doing all that?
From 16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right up until I left at like to go to Canada when I was like 19.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a crazy time.
That is crazy.
I didn't get accepted for the busking.
They said no?
No, like twice.
That's crazy. You know, I feel like
So
your
BS,
our
yeah.
homies Atomic, because they do the busking thing, but it's just funny that like, you know, because we just I don't know.
Have to
I'd have to ask
audition?
them.
Yeah.
Because I know that in some regard you have to reach out to the city. I remember they were telling me about how some other guys like, get off my block.
Really?
Yeah.
That did not happen.
Yeah, dude, they like were stationed up on like Granville Street somewhere.
Oh my
And some guys
God.
like, yo, you know, you like this is where I'd be hanging out. So it sounds pretty hardcore.
Yeah,
Like, it seems like a pretty hardcore industry.
You do have to fight for your spot. I remember though, like after getting declined, because you have to audition in the middle of the street. Like,
Wait, so
Yeah.
they put you on the street to play on the street?
yeah,
They audition? Okay.
yeah. So I
Real
wanted
world.
to busk on Queen Street Mall. In Brisbane, and yeah, you have to audition in the middle of the street. There's a bunch of people around, and you go up on the stage and you audition, and then they say yes or no. I think it was something to do with my voice projecting loud enough, but then on the website it says that you're not allowed to use amplified devices to busk. But then I literally like was bummed about it, walked down the street, and there's this guy just singing terribly with an amplifier, and it's like, you of all people should not be screaming into a microphone.
Right.
And then I was like pretty mad about that. I remember just being 16, like kicking like
If
a
they
bin
just
or something. Just
knew
being
he'd
so
become,
mad. I know.
they'd take it all back.
Do you know how dedicated I am? Yeah. If I just had a microphone and an amplifier, like I think it would have been
It's pretty
fine.
standard, no?
I would have thought so, but maybe the rules have changed within 5 seconds. But
Anyway, fast forward, independent, but I still need love.
oh yes,
So that's coming out real soon.
May 22nd.
Might be out by the time this is out. I'm not sure.
Maybe, yeah.
So what I'm really curious about is kind of where does that title come from? What does that mean to you?
I've been thinking about that title for a while because there was the two projects that came out, which were No Time for Love, and they were very much like, I'm very dedicated, like I was saying, to my music. It was a very cold time for those albums, I think.
Yeah.
Just traveling a lot, not having time for romantic relationships and such. And then and then I think that, yeah, you've softened me up a little bit for sure. And
So this is
it's
now
not
you still need love instead of there's no time
not about
for
you.
it.
Calm down.
Oh, okay.
No,
Sorry.
I'm kidding. But yeah, like I'm an independent woman. I'm an independent individual. I stay independent in my music, but as much as I am independent doesn't mean that I don't need, love and affection, and I also have that side to me. So this album or EP is a little bit more vulnerable on that side of things.
Okay, so because I mean, listening to it, there's a lot more love than I helped you make both of them, so it's like I'm not hating, but it does feel like there's a lot more emotional, vulnerability, as you're saying, as opposed to kind of in the past you've had songs where it's very like,
What?
cut you off kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be real, it's like the music industry, especially as an independent artist, it's hard. You don't always get the support that you need.
Yeah.
So it's cool though to see the evolution. So where you've gone from just more intense tracks to these kind of more emotional romantic songs that show off your vocals. It's not as much auto-tune. Like
Yeah.
it's more showing that. One of the things that I'm really excited about this project is just showing the vocal layers, showing your vocal projections, showing your range, like all these things, I think are really awesome.
Vocal projection.
Yeah.
Hear that? City of Brisbane. Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's a really exciting project, and I think that going away from Australia, I was trying to run away from just a lot of stuff that went down, and I was kind of low-key hating just kind of where I'd come from, and I was trying to forget a lot of things. And then over the years, I made those other albums, like Living in Toronto, Living in Vancouver, and then I went back to Australia and I enjoyed it, and it's just like it's kind of given me this new love, this new experience of my life and where I come from. And
hey, what's up, everybody? If you're liking this content, don't forget to follow and subscribe to Rose Motion TV. Smash that like button for the algorithm and comment who I should get on the podcast next, or a really crazy question you think I should ask them. Now back to the video.
you've definitely helped with that too.
Anytime. Even though I am your like main producer, how do you pick what songs make the album?
It's just a vibe, man. No, I'm kidding. It's just like we'll make like a group of tracks at the same time together. Wherever they are on the album or the EP, they kind of just can go right after each other. It's really interesting because some of the songs can be made like a year ago or a couple of years ago, and they still kind of go together with that grouping of songs. But I think it's like a phase. Like the way that I create music it's my life. Like my lyrics are where I'm currently at, how I feel about certain things, which is also why it's really weird when old tracks get put on the album, because it's like, should I have this? Am I feeling this now? And I think it's more about the state that I'm in and how I feel about a period of my life.
I see.
I think that's where it can get a little bit, you and I kind of disagree on some things, because I'll just be in my head about the emotional side of it, and you're like, what actually sounds good, one after the other.
Yeah, that's actually something that, this is why I've always been a firm believer in collaboration, because I'm always coming at it from, like, even from when I was a kid, I've always listened to songs from the musical aspect, and then the lyrics kind of come second. Even though I love rap music, rock music, everything, I'm always listening to the music side of things. And then over time, like, you develop as a songwriter where you're like, wait, let's connect the lyrics to it. But I feel like, what makes me good at production is that I'm listening to the beat. I
Totally,
guess,
yeah.
So
Hey, don't forget to subscribe to Rose Motion TV. Now back to the video.
the first track of the album, Agnes Water, automatically puts you into a very calm, chill space. A lot of people don't know how that song came to be, the amount of money that it took to make that song. So I think it's an unbelievable story, and it's done so many insane things. So let's just start with like, what mindset were you in starting it? How did you create it?
I was actually in such a shit mind state. So bad. I had just moved from Australia to Canada. So I was obviously missing home a little bit. For those who don't know, Agnes Water is a place in Australia. The most beautiful place on earth for me. It's a small beach town on the East Coast, and it takes about 7 hours to drive there from Brisbane. And it is this is where I was listening to all of those tunes and albums, because it was like a 7 to 8 hour drive.
On the shuffle.
Yeah, on the shuffle.
So you listened to each of them like 10, 15 times.
Yeah, because you couldn't change that it's not like a thing that you could do. So Agnes Water is beautiful. It's just like a really beautiful place. And when as soon as I moved from Australia to Canada, so my guitar had broken. My laptop was just bugging. I had my loop pedal, but I didn't have any of the things to use the loop pedal to go into. Like, I couldn't use my guitar, I couldn't use my laptop, nothing. So I was like, hold on, let me just use GarageBand on my iPhone, which was the old...
It wasn't even on the computer.
No. It was like the old shitty iPhones.
Okay.
It would have been like iPhone 6, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I used my Apple earphones, and then there's the little microphone that you can press up and down for volume, but you can speak into it. So I just used that
Wow.
plugged into the iPhone. Still had the audio jack or whatever that is.
Oh yeah,
so.
we didn't have the USB-C or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Or whatever that new Thunderbolt. I don't know.
I don't even know what it was, but yeah. So I just started. I just started doing layers. Like I love when I use the loop pedal, harmonizing with myself and seeing how crazy of a. I don't even know if it's a song, but just a loop I can create just over and over and over again, adding new sounds. And I used my pencil and like a book to make like a drum pattern, like boom, boom. It was some really weird shit.
It's like, but this is the thing, right? It's like you could say, like, it's funny, but this just goes to show that it's the song. It's like how important songwriting, emotion really is, because that song has, I'm sure it has probably over like 20 million overall listens.
I get notifications every day. I can't actually keep up with them.
Yeah, like
They're
how do you
everywhere.
deal with, like, I mean, I've heard, I probably don't even know all of them, but I've heard some of the things that you said just where people are like at the lowest of the low and that song's pulled them. Like, what does it feel when you hear people saying that about your music?
I think it's a full circle moment because I was in that space when I created it, which is, it helped me get through something, which
Yeah.
is kind of like it was just meant to be made the whole time, which is a really weird feeling.
Yeah.
Because it does the same thing for other people. So
It's pretty beautiful.
It is a cool feeling.
Well, that song was in, was it Showtime? Showtime series called Work in Progress. It was actually like the song that they use in the pilot, right?
Yeah.
So when you're watching TV and you literally like are hearing your iPhone GarageBand song,
So
like
weird
what kind
when
of
you say it
emotions
like
are
that.
going through your head?
It doesn't feel real. Like I feel like I put it over the video. Like I feel like it's playing while I'm watching it.
That's so surreal though.
Yeah.
You know, because those people, they made The Matrix and
Yeah, the Wachowskis.
Sense8. Yeah. Like they're legit. And you've
Yeah.
had a couple different shows, but just that one in particular, you know, I'm pretty sure my mom even reached out to you and was like, I saw you on this show.
Yeah,
It's
she
like,
did. It was so sweet. Yeah, I don't know. It's done so many crazy things for my career, and it's also helped a lot of people. So that song it's such a pure. It came from a really pure place, and I think that when people are making music, you can tell when it's from a really pure place.
yeah.
And I think we all connect with songs that are really from an emotional, vulnerable state. You can tell. I think that that's what music is here for. It's to express how you're feeling. It's an outlet. From when I was little, from like you yourself as well. Well, when you're like going through something, you just want to listen to some sad music or whatever. Like you want to listen to emotional stuff, and people really putting their everything into something. So
Well, it's a really beautiful song.
thanks, babe.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you for the song. It's great. I mean, meditation, just relaxation. I feel like, you know, if you're dealing with mental health, anxiety, depression, and I have to recommend the song, that would be the song I would recommend, honestly. It's so peaceful and calming. Could you touch on just like your songwriting process?
Yeah, when you and I create, it's usually just the beat, the vibe, like what emotion are we trying to put into the song?
So did you, because I'm assuming when you started writing, you weren't obviously writing to beats.
Yeah.
So when you started, let's say with
yeah.
guitar, were you writing chords? Like I'm going to do G, D chord, C chord, or was it just poetry kind of, free verse?
I would have like a melody or a phrase in my head that I really wanted to make work, and then I worked the rest of the song around it, trying to get it to that place. And then, yeah, put the cape on different places. It's like I'm just trying to find a place that always, what's the word, like just brings up emotions in myself. And so when I find that place, then I'm like, okay, I'm on the right track. Even when you and I create. Yeah, as soon as I hear a certain instrument that you put in there, or you have like a certain swing on the drums, then I'll be like, oh, okay, I can feel this. So yeah, it used to be different, but like we make a lot of music together, and I
Yeah.
think that it's changed how I've made music over time.
How do you deal with writer's block? And do you even really experience it, or?
I used to just go out and get crazy on a night. Like that's literally how I would deal with it. I would,
see.
yeah.
So just kind of like from experience, like you need to live kind of that experience to get inspiration for writing.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
I
I
see.
need to write about things that I've been through or things that I'm feeling, and so I guess writer's block is when I just haven't, I've just been working or been like a homebody for like a while, and I just need to go out there and experience some shit,
I do feel you, especially with production. Some of the, like, a lot of the songs that like I produce for you, I feel like I can kind of just like, I don't know, I can get into the vibe. But with dance music, it's like when you don't hear it for a long time,
Oh yeah.
and it's like I haven't played shows, let's say, in a while. It's kind of like, what is it? Because I feel like you need that live element or the life element to kind of feel the inspiration to actually create the
Yeah.
things.
Totally feel that. Yeah. Do you think you have to go out like?
I don't know. Honestly, it's hard for me to kind of reflect on my writing process just because I smoke so much weed that I think this is the quote unquote flow state, because it's like when you don't want to be able to flow state. Yeah. But I just don't really enjoy creating when it's too methodical, like
Yeah.
this was going to happen and this is going to happen. I kind of just like flowing. And
I
then
think that's why it's hard to talk about, because it's just.
the best stuff is not stuff that you're like, I'm going to write a song.
Yeah, it's like,
about
how does one
love.
create? It's like,
What-
it just happens.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even, yeah.
Fair enough.
I do feel you. I feel you.
So it's, for me anyway, it's just trying to put myself into that space where I'm not thinking about it so intently.
yeah.
It's
So you just
kinda,
get blitzed, and then you're not thinking at all. It's great.
so far so good.
It's worked every time.
So far so good.
It's worked every time. So
How do you go from writing for yourself and writing for other people? What's the mindset that you kind of go into those sessions with differently than your own?
well, you have to put yourself in their shoes. So I think coming up with or understanding where they're coming from, understanding the emotions they're trying to portray, understanding a sort of story. I feel like there's always a story in every single song, so you're trying to figure out what theirs is. And yeah, I get writer's block until I know 100% when I'm working with somebody, like what their story is or what they're trying to really tell the world in this song. I keep saying emotion, but it is emotion. Like, are you trying to be angry? Are you mad at somebody? Are you sad that they're not here anymore? And specifics, like, is it love? But it's not just love. Is it like you're scared to go into this because of this? Like, there's so many variables, and
Yeah.
I think knowing really helps.
I think for me, one of the frustrating things about writing for other people is that even though the session itself is dope, now it's kind of in their hands. Because, I mean, you and I personally, like, we've done sessions with some pretty amazing artists, but the songs just never come out.
Oh my god, and they're such good songs too.
Yeah.
So good.
What are some of the, like, I could tell you some of my ones I wish would come out because I thought they were
Please.
dope. Well, A Girl, that song that we created was really cool.
So great.
Isadora, we made a really cool song with her.
Oh, so good. They're
Those
so
two
good.
are the ones that like low key haunt me, just because I actually really enjoyed
Yeah.
creating them. What else? Let's see.
Short Round. That was it. Was it in Melbourne or Sydney?
Yeah, I mean, he's super cool, really
Yeah.
talented guy. It's just not fully my thing.
Yeah.
Like just that style of techno. It's like, it's really amazing. It's dope. I just
Yeah.
don't personally produce that, so I'm not as like emotionally attached. But those like
That's
R&B,
true, that's
pop, dance tracks
Yeah,
are like,
it
damn,
is
I really
those
think
ones.
that there's a place for those in the market. But
Yeah, there was a bunch in Brisbane that we created, which was really fun. I'm trying to think.
oh, I'm the Future.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Pretty much collab with so many people.
yeah.
So crazy.
So many people in Australia, yo, like
So many.
so many. But they just
And things happen.
No,
It's
of
hard. I
course.
mean, I have gigabytes and gigabytes of songs that are never
Yeah.
gonna.
But you're right. It's in their hands, and it's like, are you gonna put it out? Do you want to put it out? Like, or they charge you for like writing their own song? That shit's crazy.
What?
What? It's out there. I already told the story about the Isadora thing. I did a whole post about it, and it's like, comes to my studio after seeing me in a session with A Girl, wants to hop on a track, suggests a track. Let's do this song. Undercover, by the way. You guys should check it out. I think
Featuring Figaro Jones.
Featuring Figaro Jones now, which I'm stoked about. It's such a fire verse. It's great. But we wrote her verse. She came in. She helped out a little bit, but it was really cool because there's actually heaps of footage of us me vocal producing. Mm-hmm. I think you were drinking or something. You were on vacation pretty much, but right?
I don't recall.
But yeah, so we were just like vocal producing. You know, it was really exciting for me because I just love collaborating. I love working like that, and you and me producing and writing and stuff all the time is really fun. But then when I get to vocal produce somebody else, it's like it's such a sweet spot. It's really fun.
It is cool to like watch you in that environment because I think I mean, obviously you're a dope artist, but I feel like being a dope artist when you're able to give that to somebody else, because it just shows another kind of level of your creative vision, I guess. And it's cool because they're now the instrument.
Yeah.
So you can kind of use them to make something really cool.
Yeah.
And push them, because a lot of people don't get pushed
That's true.
as artists.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of just do the song, do the take, do another one. But I
Another,
feel like when you're being vocal produced, it's like, you know, hit this note like this. Maybe.
I love it when you do it for me too. I push myself. Like you can only get to a certain point, and then you kind of need people. You need a team. You need like your collaborators to push you through getting those really cool takes. I love vocal producing too because like Isadora, like A Girl, like they have really cool tones in their voice.
Yeah.
Like it's not mine, you know, and it's cool to hear a track and being like, oh my God, you can do this. I don't know. It's completely different styles.
Totally.
So.
I mean, it's like guitars, right? Like Gibson's different than Fender. You know, you got different amps, and when you have somebody with a completely different tone, different words, different patterns, different.
Even the pronunciation, like. Yeah. It was really funny because in the session with A Girl, we were like helping her write and stuff, and then she did a phrase, and then she did it how we would do it. Well, now me, because I've got this weird accent these days, and I think she said can't instead of can't, and then she was like, wait, I don't do that. Then she was like, no, can't, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's A Girl, because it didn't sound like her because she was doing the other accent, and then it was just so weird. It was cool.
That is interesting.
I love it. I love collaboration. Hopefully these songs get heard one day because they're really cool.
They are.
They're really cool.
Hey, what's up, everybody? If you're liking this content, don't forget to follow and subscribe to Rose Motion TV. Smash that like button for the algorithm and comment who I should get on the podcast next, or a really crazy question you think I should ask them. Now back to the video.
While we're on the topic of like writing for other people, just adjust this a little bit. Yeah. I guess also you have Jamie Rose and you have Rose Motion. So kind of talk to me about the different vibes for writing for those different projects.
Yeah, I feel like Rose Motion is a really cool outlet to just try crazy, to try crazy stuff. It's really fun because I didn't really know what summer festival life was. And then after going to my first, like, pretty much festival season last year, I got to experience what it's like to just let go on the dance floor and float away, partake in some natural substances. It was great. It was a great time. But you realize what the vocals can do to you, and especially just like simple delays or echoes, and I definitely have more fun with it. Like I use my voice more as an instrument, like a sample, as opposed to just writing about day-to-day life and real life and love and things like that. I definitely think Rose Motion's sexy as hell, so we can get a little crazy with that stuff too, and I think that's really important for women to just do that, experience that, and I can give that to other women who are on the dance floor. Like, feel sexy about yourself, you know?
I mean, I love it.
I know.
And I love it. On the project, you have two collaborators that are from New Zealand, Jana and Elena.
Yeah.
both amazing singers.
Oh my
Like,
god,
what's with the?
so cool.
Because I thought that there was like a beef between Australia and New Zealand. So what made you reach out to these Kiwis?
There's only beef like with the footy.
Fair
Is
enough.
that what you
Maybe,
mean?
maybe, yeah.
With the All Blacks and
I think the only beef, not actual beef, I'm joking, but I think it's kind of like Canada and the States.
yeah.
It's kind of on a similar big bro, little bro type vibe.
I think that like New Music Friday, like the Spotify playlist and stuff, like New Zealand and Australia always get kind of put into the
Same region.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's as much beef as.
So we're squashing the beef
We're squashing
here
the-
on Rose Motion TV.
There's no beef. Check out the album. No beef. Only good vibes.
What also made you decide to come to Canada? And start working on music and stuff?
I wanted to be close to LA. I don't know what it was, but I didn't want to be in America. Don't know what it was per se.
Was that
but
Obama times?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think
No.
every president, everyone's like, every time there's a new president, it's like, I'm leaving, never coming back. Obama's here.
I do remember that. I was actually working in a cafe in Vancouver, and then when the election happened
Yeah.
with Trump, the next day I just had all these people in the cafe I worked at with their backpacks on, and I was like, "Oh, you guys traveling?" They're like, "No, we moved." I was like, "From where?" "From America. We're moving to Canada." I was like today because of like the election, and they were like, "Yeah, for real." I was like, "This is some serious shit." Like I didn't know it was
Yeah.
like that, but
It's hard to say. You know, I don't. I feel like there's a social
extreme,
tone
but-
that like each president or prime minister has. Yeah, and I think that they really affect in a social way a lot more heavily than like people's day-to-day lives. Like I understand that people rely on the government for certain things, but overall it's like
I think the news makes it really scary. Like your news here, like when things go down in America, it's crazy. It's insane, or even Australians hearing it. But it is just news. It's not like
well, I mean they're all about the ratings.
yeah,
right?
nothing
it's
really
like,
changes.
They're
you
just
know?
telling you Florida man drives into wall. You know, it's constantly that kind of stuff over
Yeah.
there.
It's always Florida, man. You guys are crazy.
I don't know why you're saying you guys. I'm Canadian.
No, Florida. People in Florida.
Ah.
For the people in Florida, you guys are crazy.
Okay, fair enough.
Get Rose Motion to play an event out there. I would like to do that.
I mean, they got Miami, right?
Yeah,
So
could get crazy.
that's pretty sick.
Yeah, that'd be dope. But yeah, why I came to Canada, honestly, it sounds really stupid, but I saw all the Blue Lakes on Google,
Not stupid.
and I just,
We're called beautiful British Columbia. That's
Yeah.
our slogan on every
enough.
car. So
yeah, true.
definitely a lot of really cool stuff to look at here.
Yeah.
We're not there anymore, but where I used to be.
That way.
Yeah. West.
That way. Yeah, we're in the mountains.
So you moved to Canada. Who were some of the first people that you met here?
Oh, I love this question. I was working at a cafe called Local Loft. Represent. It's not there anymore. I met Madeline Duke, who linked us, actually. She was really cool. Some other people were Jalen and Sarah. They were some of the girls I was working with, too. Really cool people.
Maddie's doing crazy stuff.
Crazy.
She's actually probably like,
Insane.
you know,
Insane
as
stuff.
a proud Vancouverite, she's so nuts. She's gotta be like the most talented, like, at least especially now,
Yeah.
like person out there. Like she's
Yeah.
so sick. Her songwriting, her tone, just such an awesome artist. And it's cool
Yeah.
to see her just over the years, just develop her sound and style and just turn into this
Totally.
beast of an artist that she is now. So
No, she's incredible. She's definitely inspired me for
Yeah.
sure. I remember realizing all the girls at the cafe like kind of realized that we all did music or some sort of art. We had this music painting night, and Maddie whipped out her like electric. I think it's purple. Her beautiful.
it's a Jackson guitar, I think.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
ridiculous. I ended up having to take that down to LA one time, and security did not love me
Oh,
when
like
I
when you
said that
went
it
through
was not
customs?
mine. And I was like, I'm helping a friend just bring it down to LA. And they were like, so it's not yours, ma'am? And I was like,
It's a guitar, man.
I know, what am I going to do? They showed me like the security of it going through the conveyor belt or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
they're like, is this yours? And I was like, I think so. It was weird. But yeah, I remember her whipping that out, playing some songs, and I was like, this girl is next level, like destined for great things. Her vocals are crazy, her writing's crazy. I've been in sessions with her where she's taught me a lot. She's
Yeah,
cool.
she's pretty next level.
Yeah, she's dope. And she linked us, so forever grateful.
Much love. Mm-hmm. Before we end, is there anything that you want to tell the people?
Independent, but I still need love. May 22nd. Out now. Cool music videos on the way. Lots of music on the way. Lots of shows on the way. So stay tuned.
And where can everybody check out your stuff?
Jamie Rose. I'm really bad at this.
Jamie Rose Official on Instagram. We'll run with that.
Jamie Rose Official on Instagram. Rose Got Sauce on TikTok. And yeah, YouTube. Just look me up. I'm there.
Well, thanks for coming through.
Thanks for having me, baby.